Reporting to you now from National League Field in Boston, where the fourth All-Star game of history will begin in about 15 minutes. For the past hour or so, the great stars of the baseball world have been performing to the delight of the thousands of fans who have jammed the beehive to witness today's clash between the electric stars of the National and the American League. Boston has taken on a World Series atmosphere with cheering fans greeting their baseball favorites from all over the country with a frenzy that's characteristic of this good old baseball-loving city. Not since the World Series of 1914 has this field, now called National League Field, but still called Braves Field by the dyed-in-the-wool fans, well, not since then has this diamond been so covered with big names in baseball. Early this morning, the fans began to arrive, and with a day that couldn't be any better, the All-Star game will make another historical chapter in the series. The proceeds, as you know, are for needy ball players, and a good sum will be realized for these men who contributed to the game in other and better days. This afternoon, the fields, the bleachers are still vacant in a good many sections, so that there's still a chance for a good many fans to come out here and get seats for the game. The grandstand, of course, which has been reserved, will be filled to capacity by game time, but there are still plenty of seats out there in the bleachers, many vacant spots being noticed by those of us who are in the booth here atop the grandstand. And this attendance now, which I think would approximate about 28 or 30,000, you think that's a fair estimate, Fred? 28 or 30,000, compared this way with the attendance of the previous All-Star game. For instance, in Chicago in 1933, where the idea of the game, by the way, was originated by Arch Ward, the attendance was close to 50,000. In New York in 1934, there were nearly 49,000 fans. And in Cleveland last year, almost 70,000 fans watched the leading players of both leagues. So far, the stars of the American League have won all the star games. And here's the story. The results of the past All-Star battles in 1933 at Comiskey Park in Chicago, the American League has won by a score of 4-2. 4 runs, 12 hits, and 1 error. The National All-Stars, 2 runs, 8 hits, and no errors. At that time, Hallahan, Warnke, and Hubble, and Wilson, and Hartnett, and Gomez, Crowder, Grove, and Rick Ferrell were on the mound and catching respectively. In 1934, at the Polo Grounds in New York, the American League has again won by a score of 9-7. 9 runs, 14 hits, and 1 error. The National Leaguers, 7 runs, 8 hits, and 1 error. And the battery, Hubble, Warnke, Mungo, Izzy Dean, Frank House, and Hartnett, and Lopez, Gomez, Ruffing, Harder, Dickey, and Cochran. In 1935, at the Municipal Stadium in Cleveland, the American League has again won, this time by a score of 4-1, 4 runs, 8 hits, and no errors. The National Leaguers, 1 run, 4 hits, and 1 error. Walker, Schumacher, Gehringer, Izzy Dean, and Wilson, and Hartnett, Gomez, Harder, and Hemsley were the batters. And there are plenty of the fans are out here today hoping for a National League win. Advancing the idea that Charlie Grimm will make it a ball game with plenty of fight in it rather than a parade of stars before the fans, they expect to see the National Leaguers avoid the 4th defeat in this All-Star series. Joe McCarty, the American League manager, substituting for Mickey Cochran, is said to be inclined to the feeling that the game should be considered an exhibition game and that plenty of substitutions should be made in order to give the fans a chance to see their favorite. More than 2 million fans have made the selections of the players, and each manager has added to the results of the polls his own selections of additional players. And here is the squad as it is out here at National League Field today for the American League. In the outfield, DiMaggio, New York. Earl, Cleveland. Goose, Goslin of Detroit. George Selkirk, New York. Ray Radcliffe of Chicago. Ben Chapman of Washington. Infielders, Charlie Gehringer of Detroit. Lou Gapling, Chicago. Frank Crosetti of New York. Lou Gehrig of New York. Jimmie Foxx of Boston Red Sox. And Frankie Higgins of Philadelphia. Pitchers, Lefty Grove of Boston, Vernon Kennedy of Chicago, Mel Harder of Cleveland, Vernon Gomez of New York, Monty Pearson of New York, and Schoolboy Rowe of Detroit. Catchers, Rick Ferrell of the Red Sox, Bill Dickey of the Yankees, and Rollie Hemsley of St. Louis. Manager, as I've told you, will be Joe McCarty, who's substituting for Mickey Cochran, and Joe Cronin, the Red Sox manager, will be a coach along with Arthur Fletcher of New York, with a trainer for the American League squad, Doc Singer of New York. Now, here's the National League squad as it will fit in the dugout. Outfielders, Joe Medrick, St. Louis, Mel Ott, New York, Wally Berger of Boston, Augie Gallant of Chicago, Frank Summery of Chicago, Joe Moore of New York. The infielders will be Bill Herman of Chicago, Aki Vaughn, Pittsburgh, Jimmy Collins, St. Louis, Leo DeRocha of St. Louis, Lou Riggs of Cincinnati, Gus Stewart of Pittsburgh, Hugh Martin of St. Louis, and Arthur Whitney of Connie Mac's team. The pitchers will be Dizzy Dean of St. Louis, Carl Hubble, New York, Kirk Davis of Chicago, Van Mungo of Brooklyn, Lon Warnke of Chicago. And the catchers will be Gabby Hotten of Chicago and Ernie Lombardi of Cincinnati. Charlie Grimm will manage the National League squad, and the coaches will be Bill McKechnie of the Boston Bees and Jimmy Wilson of Philadelphia. Trainer is Andy Lockshore of Chicago, and the umpires for today's game will be Bill Stewart, John R. Reardon, William Summers, and Louis Cole. And Fred Hoy, when he gives you the play-by-play description, will give you the starting lineup as it is announced for the beginning of the game this afternoon. There goes the cheer from the crowd and the applause as that comedy man of baseball, Al Shack, comes out to a square ring, which has been fighting ring, which has been just put up just on the third baseline. And Al, with his characteristic long-tailed coat and with his underdrawers, and that's what he's wearing today, showing with his socks rolled down, has gone into his old gag with a few of his trainers and his seconds down there, and that's pantomime dice game. And as he rolls the dice and calls for the luck of the corner which he gets, he loses and, of course, goes through the characteristic motions of the man who has lost what he wants to win. And now he has taken his long-tailed coat off, and he has a pair of purple tights and a jersey that is half white and half black. He's made up to resemble a colored boxer, and I don't know whether he's going through a pantomime or whether he's going to have an opponent. I guess it's going to be a little shadow boxing. As he steps out to receive the applause of the crowd, his seconds take him over to the corner, one corner and then the other, so that Al Shack is going to play both corners. And now there is the referee as he raises his hand, and Al Shack salams to him, and I think that this will be a shadow boxing exhibition on the part of Al Shack. While Al is going through that pantomime down there, let me give you the batting averages of the outfielders in the American League squad. DiMaggio of New York, 358. Averill of Cleveland, 348. Selkirk of New York, 318. Radcliffe of Chicago, 375. Chapman of Washington, 285. And Goslin of Detroit, 321. And boy, those sure are star batting averages. The catchers are Dickey of New York, 362. Hemsley of St. Louis, 298. And Rick Ferrell of Boston, 280. All of this cheering and laughter which you hear from the background from the fans here for Al Shack, who has just knocked himself down as he is doing his shadow boxing. There's the count on the part of the referee. He gets up at the count of 4, and as he gets up, he gets his own glove in the way, knocks himself out again, and the water boy and all of the seconds rush in to see if they can revive Mr. Shack. Again to the batting averages of the American Leaguers and the infielders. Gehringer of Detroit, 356. Appling of Chicago, 370. Gehrig of New York, 399. Jimmy Foxx of Boston, 331. Higgins of Philadelphia, 285. And Crosetti of New York, 319. That laughter from the fans came as Al Shack went to his corner and supposedly knocked out. And instead of him being revived, he started to revive his trainer, who assumed his place on the stool in the corner. Shack is now dizzying himself around down there as he is made up in blackface, as I have told you. Half of his face is black and the other half has not had any makeup on it. And he is going through now a slow motion gag of his, which has always been particularly popular with the fans. The referee is also going through the slow motion, and with a slow motion smack to his chin, he is going through all of the different punches that you see when you see a prize fight. He's right down in slow motion, and I think you get a little applause for this gesture as he knocks himself out in slow motion and idly relaxes and responds. There's a big butt of water right in his face, which takes his makeup off, and the fans are being treated to a lot of fun here before the ball game starts this afternoon. See if we can pick up the applause from out there for Al Shack. Thank you very much, Don. The seconds are taking down the ring from the third baseline, and Shack now is posing for the various photographers after he has given his comedy sketch to the fans who are here at the National League field. There are still plenty of seats in the bleachers I'd like to observe, so that those who live around the territory where the game is being played, if they get out here, I think we'll have a chance to get some seats this afternoon. Don't you think so, Fred? It'll be a great game to come out and watch, and it's a wonderful day for a ball game. Let me give you now the records of the pitchers in the American League All-Star squad. Lefty Grove of Boston, 110 and lost 3. Gomez of New York, 1-7 and lost 3. Monty Pearson of New York, 1-11 and lost 3. Schoolboy Rowe of Detroit, 1-7 and lost 4. Kennedy of Chicago, 1-9 and lost 4. Del Harder of Cleveland, 1-10 and lost 6. There's the averages for the American League squad. Now let's look over at the National League statistics. The outfielders, we have Medwick of St. Louis, 329. Art of New York, 321. Berger of Boston, 268. Demery of Chicago, 328. Moore of New York, 307. And Augie Gallant of Chicago, 284. There are two catches on the National League squad. Hartnett of Chicago and Lombardi of Cincinnati. Hartnett with 308 average and Lombardi with 314. And the infield averages of the members of the squad: Thurman of Chicago, 316. Vaughn of Pittsburgh, 292. Stewart of Pittsburgh, 349. Collins of St. Louis, 329. Huey Martin of St. Louis, 349. Dickey Whitney of Philadelphia, 277. Leo DeRosa of St. Louis, 301. And Riggs of Cincinnati, 251. And here is the average of the pitchers of the National League squad. Dizzy Dean of St. Louis, 114 and lost 4. That's against Lefty Groves, winning of 10 and losing of 3 games. Hubble of New York, 10 and 5. Mungo of Brooklyn, 8, won 8 and lost 10. Warnke of Chicago, 1-8 and lost 4. And Davis of Chicago, an even up with 7 and 7. And Fred has a note for me, which I'd like you to put in, Fred. Will you shoot it right at the microphone there?
Grove has won 11 and lost 3. He won Sunday's game here.
Okay, I should have told you, fans, that these statistics that I'm giving to you come up to the holiday games. And Fred, of course, who is broadcasting the games every day here, always has the last-minute statistics, so that gives Lefty another win. That was the 1-0 shutout, wasn't it, Fred, over the Athletics. And now the umpires of the day, Bill Stewart and Johnny Redden and Bill Summers and Louis Coles are down around home plate. And I think just in a few minutes they'll be discussing the ground rules with the Board of Strategy for the American Leaguers as well as of the National League squad. Yes? I think there's Joe Cronin down there of the Red Sox and Arthur Fletcher of New York and Joe McCarthy, the American League Board of Strategy. And conferring with them, Charlie Grimm and the others who are managing along with him, Bill McKechnie of the Bees and Jimmy Wilson of Philadelphia. There are the brackets which are being announced now, and I'm going to ask Fred if he'll give you the starting lineup of the All-Star game. You are, Fred.
All right, I understand you. Hello, everybody. This is Fred Hoey speaking. We're about to broadcast the All-Star game between the American and National League teams. Here's the American League batting order. Batter number 1 is Luke Appling, shortstop from the White Sox. Batter number 2 is Charlie Gehringer, second baseman from Detroit. Batter number 3 is Joe DiMaggio, playing right field from the New York Yankees. Batter number 4 is Lou Gehrig, first baseman from the New York Yankees. In center field, batting number 5 is Earl, center fielder from Cleveland. Then comes Rick Ferrell, the catcher from the Red Sox. Left field, Rip Radcliffe from the White Sox. And Frank Pinky Higgins, third baseman. Then comes Lefty Grove, the pitcher. And to the National League, batter number 1 is Augie Gallant from the Chicago Cubs, center fielder. Batter number 2 is Billy Herman, second baseman from the Chicago Cubs. Batter number 3 is Rip Collins, first baseman from the Cardinals. In left field is Joe Medwick from the Cardinals. In right field, Frank Demery from the Chicago Cubs. Catcher, Gabby Hartnett from the Chicago Cubs. Third baseman, Pinky Whitney from the Phillies. And shortstop, Leo DeRosa from the St. Louis Cardinals. And pitcher, Dizzy Dean from the Cards. Lefty Grove pitching for the American League team has won 11 games and lost 3. Dizzy Dean pitching for the National League team has won 14 and lost 4. The umpires are now in a huddle down there with the coaches and captains over the ground rules here. Since they've changed this field around here, they've moved it 15 feet to the left here. Near the grandstand, they have to have very long discussion before every series on the new ground rules. The umpire at the plate will be Dean Braden, and we don't know just how those other umpires are going to work. The other umpires are Bill Summers, Bill Stewart, and Louis Cole. And 3 of those umpires come from Massachusetts. Bill Stewart is from Milton, Massachusetts. Bill Summers is from Upton, Massachusetts. And Dean Braden, born and raised in Taunton, Massachusetts. first batter coming up for the American League will be Luke Appling. Luke is 25 years old, stands 5'10", and weighs 175. Last season, Luke batted .307. He's now batting .315. Rather, .375, fans. He's second to Lou Gehrig in the American League batting average. Appling has played in one All-Star game. He went to bat 4 times, made 1 hit, and had an average of .250. We have another chance to see the sensational player Joe DiMaggio here from the Yankees. And recently, Joe Cohen, manager of the Red Sox, paid him a wonderful tribute. Joe says, if I had a boy whom I wanted to teach the proper way to bat, I'd make him study DiMaggio at the plate. When I first broke into the major league, several good batters gave me some very definite instructions. I can remember all the things they told me to do right now. And when I see DiMaggio up at bat, I can't help recall those instructions because he does everything just according to Hoyle. DiMaggio stands with his bat steady and ready. Takes only a short step, hits with a level swing. He delays his swing until he sees what type of pitch is coming. It's inside pitches. He punches outside pitches to right field. He seems to be a batter without a weakness. He seldom strikes out. When you get him out, you consider yourself lucky. That's a wonderful tribute to that sensational boy, Joe DiMaggio from San Francisco, by his fellow counsel, Joe Cohen, manager of the Boston Red Sox. The umpires are still discussing the ground rules down there. There's Charlie Grimm, Joe McCartney, Bill McKechnie, Joe Cronin, Leo DeRosa, everybody but Al Jack. They clear the photographers from the field. They've got a place up there on the top of the pledge box. And we're about to start this game. The grandstand is well filled up. Some seats in the left field bleachers and also on first base. Center field is fairly well filled up. We're ready to go. Just a minute. Here's Linus. Thank you very much, Fred. Well, we seem to be getting into a little difficulty before we start our game down here. The umpires and the managers of both clubs, the All-Star clubs, have been in a long conference down here on the ground rules. And, Fred, you check me if I'm incorrect in this, but I think that they have gone through this conference just beyond home plate. And I think I probably overheard the umpire call for Judge Landis over there. Yes, I think that's right. Isn't that the commissioner who's coming out? And now both boards of strategy and the umpires are conferring with Judge Landis just outside the dugout of the American Leaguers who are wearing the traveling uniforms today. And the conference, imagine, will be over some point of the ground rules. This is the largest playing surface of any field in either league. And, of course, no ground rules are in effect because the crowd, there's still plenty of room for the crowd here. And, of course, before the game began, Bob Sims was worked tirelessly in putting this game over, and Boston has given out the information that only the capacity of 42,000 would be allowed. But there's still a chance for a few thousand to get into the game. There's the judge who once again has stepped in to the ground rules argument. And there goes the applause from the crowd as the judge goes back to his box beyond the dugout. And the umpires go out to take their positions on the field. And the National Leaguers take the field as they go out to the dugout. And here's Fred Hoy for a play-by-play description. Take it away, Fred. Here we are. And once more, I'll give you that batting order of the American League. Appling, shortstop. Gehringer, second base. DiMaggio, right field. Gehrig, first base. Averill, center field. Rick Ferrell, catch. Ratcliffe, left. Dinky Higgins on third, and Grove is pitching. And in the field for the National League, Luke Collins on first base. Billy Herman is on second. Leo DeRosa is playing short. Dinky Whitney's on third. Joe Medwick is in left. Augie Galan in center. And Frank Demery is in right. Dickey is out there now, warming up with Gabby Hyman. Luke Appling steps to the bat. And once more, Luke Appling is 25 years old, stands 5'10", weighs 175. Luke Appling was born in Philadelphia. He now makes his home in High Point, North Carolina. Last season he batted .307. He's now batting .375. He's number second in the batting order. There's a called strike on Epley. Called strike on Goslin. Now Dizzy's ready. Starts his motion, and here's the pitch again. Another called strike. 2 strikes on Epley. Boy, how that Dean is buzzing him in there. Well, I think 2 strikes. 2-0. And here it comes. Foul. Right field foul ground. Coaching at first base for the Americans is Joe Cohen, manager of the Boston Red Sox. And at third base coaching is Art Fletcher. Too high, ball 1. 2 strikes, 1 ball. The count on Epley. 2-1. And Dizzy starts his motion. Here it comes. Too high and close. Ball 2. 2-2. Dizzy appears to be working very fast out there. The count on Epley is 2-2. Next batter is Gehringer. Following Gehringer is Joe DiMaggio. 2-2. And here it comes. As a foul. First base reaches. Still 2-2. The umpire to play is Gene Quirden. At first base, Bill Summers. At second, Bill Stewart. And at third, Louis Cole. Too high and close. Ball 3. 3-2. The count on Epley. 3-2. Now Dizzy starts his motion. And here it comes. Another foul. Over the roof. Still 3-2. 3 balls, 2 strikes. On the rubber. Starts his windup. Here it comes. Too high and he walks. Luke Appling gets the base on ball. That brings up Charlie Gehringer, second baseman from Detroit, left-hand batter. Charlie is 33 years old, stands 5'11", and weighs 180. Charlie was born in Fowlerville, Michigan, now lives in Detroit, Michigan. Last season, he batted .330. He's now batting .366. He's number 3 in American League in batting, being led by Lou Gehrig and Luke Appling. Been in 3 All-Star games and has batted .444 in the 3 games. Call strike on Gehringer. One of the greatest second basemen of all time. Riding across with Larry Lesley, Eddie Collins, and Johnny Evers. There's a foul out there left field foul ground. Over goes Whitney for it, and Pinky can't reach it. And the count on Gehringer is 2 strikes. Doing nothing. Another great second baseman I failed to mention just a moment ago was Frankie Frisch, Chicago manager with a great second baseman. Doing nothing. 2 strikes on Gehringer, happening on first, and nobody out. There's a foul in the press box. No hit. This press box certainly is jammed. We invite us from all over the country. Steve Chapman rides over there, Bill Cunningham, Damon Runyon. 2-0. There's a pop fly. Down to DeRozier short. Field takes it. Gehringer pops out to DeRozier short. 1 man gone. And here comes that sensational Joe DiMaggio from San Francisco. Joe is 21 years old, stands 6 feet tall, weighs 185. He was born in Martinez, California, now lives in San Francisco. Batting .358 for the Yankees. Last year in San Francisco, he batted .399. And there's a grounder down to Whitney. Fourth play at second, and a double play at first. Joe DiMaggio hits into a double play. DiMaggio grounds to Whitney at third. Whitney goes to Billy Herman on second, forcing Appling. Then Herman gets that ball over to Collins at first base and doubles up DiMaggio. That double play went around the horn, third to second to first. Lefty Grove gets a great hand as he steps to the mound for the American League team. I repeat that first inning. Batter number 1 is Luke Chapman. He walked. Charlie Gehringer, batter number 2, popped out to do it for short. Then Joe DiMaggio hit a double play. Whitney, the third baseman, to Herman, the second baseman, forcing Applin. And Herman got that ball over to first base and doubled up DiMaggio. Here comes Augie Galland, the center fielder. Batter number 1 for the Yankees. Augie is 23 years old, stands 5'11 and a half, and weighs 164. Last season, Augie batted .314, now batting .284. This is his first All-Star game. His home is in Berkeley, California. A little bit confusing here, fans. The players are using their regular numbers that they use for their home teams. We have 4 number 4s on the American League team. Too high, ball 1. 1-0 with ball. The count on Galland, right-hand batter. Augie Galland from the Chicago Cubs. Now Lefty starts his motion. And here it comes. A called strike on Augie. 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Bill McKechnie, the Bees manager, is coaching at third base for Nationals, and Pie Trainer, Pittsburgh manager, is coaching at first. Right 2, Augie swings. 2 strikes, 1 ball, 2-1 on Galland. So in the last half of the first inning, it's been no score. 2-1. And here it comes. And he's called on a strike. Augie Galland, he's called on a strike. That brings up Billy Herman, the second baseman, right-hand batter for the Chicago Cubs. Billy is 26 years old, stands 5'11", weighs 185. Last season, Billy batted .341, fifth in the National League of batting. He's now batting .316. His home is in New Albany, Indiana. There's a fly to right field to DiMaggio. Joe takes it. Herman flies out to DiMaggio in right field. Brings up Rip Collins, the first baseman. Rip is a switch batter. He's up there right-handed now against Southpaw Grove. Rip is 30 years old, stands 5'9 and a half, weighs 165. Last season, Rip batted .313. He's now batting .329. Collins was born in Alton, Pennsylvania. He now lives in Rochester, New York. 1 ball. Here's the count on Rip. Now Lefty starts his windup. Here comes. High and wide. Ball 2. 2-0. 2 men gone. We're in the last half of first. There's been no score in this game. 2-0. 2-0. Foul. Over the roof. Strike. 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike. Rip Collins batting. Next batter is Joe Medrick. Following Joe is Frank Devlin. Two and one. 2-0. Ball 3. 3-1. Three balls, 1 strike. Here comes. Foul. Over the roof. And the count is 3-2. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Lou Gehrig's on first base for the Americans. Charlie Gehringer second. Luke Appling short. Dickey Higgins on third. Rip Ratcliffe in left. Earl Averill in center. Joe DiMaggio in right. The count is 3-2. And here's the big one. He walks. Rip Collins gets the base on ball. That brings up Joe Medrick, the left fielder, right-hand batter. Joe is 24 years old, stands 5'9", weighs 180. Last season, Joe batted .353, second in the National League in batting, second to Archie Bourne. Now batting .343. He's third to Buck Jordan, off the Bees, and Dolph Camilli of the field. Medrick's home is in Carteret, New Jersey. Joe has been in 2 All-Star games. Been to bat 5 times in past games. Made one hit. Average of 200. There's a fly to deep center field. Averill backs up for it, and he's under it, and he takes it. Frederick flies out to Averill in deep center field. The final national out in the last half of first. These teams have played the first inning. There's been no score. Pitching for the Americans is Lefty Grove, and for the Nationals, Dizzy D. The first batter for the Americans, going the first half, the second is Lou Gehrig, first baseman, left-hand batter for the New York Yankees. Lou is 33 years old, stands 6 feet 1, weighs 205. Last season, Lou batted 329. He's now batting 389 to lead the American League in batting. Lou has been in 3 All-Star games and has failed to make a hit. His home is in New Rochelle, New York. Outside, ball 1. 1-0, 1 ball. Too high, ball 2. 2-0, 2 balls, no strikes. Now Dizzy, ready to pitch. Steps off the mound. 2-0. Too high, ball 3. 3-0 on Gehrig. Following Gehrig is Earl Averill. Then comes Rick Ferrell. Gehrig gets the base on balls. Gehrig walks. Earl Averill, center fielder from Cleveland, now batting for the Americans. Earl is 33 years old, stands 5'10.5", weighs 165. Last season, Earl batted 288, now batting 348. He's been in 2 All-Star games, been about 5 times, and has made 3 hits on an average of 600. He was born in Snohomish, Washington. He now lives in Cleveland. There's a foul. Back near the screen. Gabby Hadley goes back for it. He can't reach. Strikes the screen. 1 strike on Averill. Gehrig on first base, nobody out. We're in the first half, the second, and there's been no score. Now, Dizzy's ready. Too low, ball 1, 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1-1. And a pop fly. Back of the Roger. Bill backs up for he's under it, and he takes it. Averill flies out to the Roger at short. 1 man gone. Rick Ferrell. Red Sox catcher batting. Right-hand batter. Rick is 29 years old, stands 5'11", weighs 170. Last season, Rick batted 301, now batting 297. Been to 1 All-Star game, been about 3 times and failed to make a hit. Born in Durham County, North Carolina, now lives in Guilford, North Carolina. Call strike on Rick. Gehrig on first base, 1 man gone. Call strike. Strike 2. 2 strikes on Rick Ferrell. Nothing. Too high. Ball 1. 2 strikes, 1 ball. Two and 1. 2 strikes, 1 ball. And Rick Ferrell is calling on strike. 3 called strikes on Rick Ferrell. That brings up Ray Ratcliffe, a left fielder from the Chicago White Sox. Left-hand batter. Rip is 29 years old, stands 5'10", weighs 175. Last season, Rip batted 286. He's now batting 375. This is his first All-Star game. He was born in Kiowa, Oklahoma. He now lives in Pittsburgh, Oklahoma. And there's a foul ball. 1 strike. Strike on Ratcliffe. Gehrig on first base, 2 men gone. Now, Dizzy Dean is ready. 1 strike on Rip. He goes over the curve, and they get Mr. Gehrig napping off that bag. Dizzy Dean whips that ball over Rip Collins, and they catch Gehrig napping off first base. Dizzy Dean to Collins. They get Gehrig off first. The final American out in the first half of the second. Well, we're going to last half the second inning. There's been no score in this All-Star game. Pitching for the Americans is Lefty Gold, and for the Nationals, Dizzy Dean. We have the champion telegrapher of the world here in the press box today, sending Damon London's baseball story. His name is Teddy McElroy. Good to have all the champion writers here. Look around. Well, here we go. Well, last half a second. The first batter is Frank Jimmie. Frank Jimmie, right field, the right-hand batter. Frank is 25 years old, stands 5'11.5", weighs 185. Last season, Frank batted .325. He's now batting .328. Born in Woodland, California, now lives in Los Angeles. Ball strike on Frank. One another one strike. Again. There's the first hit of the game. He singles to left, right between Hemsley and Hagen. Jimmie singles to left. Goes to the National second. Good sharp hit. That brings up Gabby Hartnett, catcher, right-hand batter. 35 years old, stands 6'1", weighs 215. Gabby was born on Woonsocket. Lived his early days in Millville, now lives in Chicago. Gabby's batting .308. Last season he batted .344. He was third in National League batting last season. Third to Archie Vaughan and Joe Metrick. Gabby's third All-Star game. Failed to make a hit. The count is 1 ball on Hartnett. 2 high and wide, ball 2. 2-0. Jimmie on first base. Nobody out. Too high, ball 3. 3-0. Next batter is Pinky Whitney, followed by Leo DeRosa. 3 balls, no strikes, the count on Hartnett. Ball strike, 3-1. 3 balls, 1 strike. Three and 1. Now Grove is ready. There's a line drive to right, and it goes through DiMaggio. It goes the fence. Here comes Jimmie scoring. Here goes Gehrig to third base, and he's in there. Let's see. That's a 3-bagger for Gabby Hartnett. A terrific drive out there to Joe DiMaggio. Joe came carrying in far, and the ball gets by him and went to the fence. 404 feet for a triple, and the first run of the game. Jimmie scoring from first base on the triple. Score is now National 1, American nothing. Out of the sweet drive. Joe out there didn't play that ball any too safe. Now we have Pinky Whitney, third baseman, right-hand batter up. There's a fly to deep center. Averill backs up for it. Near the fence, he takes it. And here comes Gabby scoring after catch. Whitney flies out to Averill, deep center field, and after catch, Hartnett scores to third base with the second run for the Nationals. That brings up Leo DeRosa, shortstop, right-hand batter. Leo, 30 years old, stands 5'10", weighs 160. Foul, strike. Last season, Leo batted .265. He's now batting .301. Leo was born in Springfield, Massachusetts. He now makes his home in Cincinnati. 1-0, 1 strike. Too low. Ball 1, 1-1. Don't often see that Joe DiMaggio play a ball like that. There's a single to center field by Leo. DeRozier singles to center field. And Averill lets the ball go through him. He recovers. And Leo tries to take second base. And it's thrown out. Averill to Appling. DeRozier single to center field. And when the ball got rolled between Averill's legs, rolled away from about 10 feet, Leo tried to go to second base. And was thrown out. Averill to Appling, the shortstop. The nail to second base. Dizzy Dean batting. Pitcher, right-hand batter. Dizzy's 25 years old, stands 6 feet 3 3/4, weighed 189. Dizzy was born in Polandville, Oklahoma. He now lives in Bradenton, Florida. Strike. Strike 2. He swings 2 strikes on Dizzy. 2-0, 2 strikes. 2-0. And Dean strikes out. I'm going to repeat that inning again. Gehrig, batter number 1, single to left. Gabby Hartnett, triple by DiMaggio, out there in right field, scoring Gehrig from first base. Then Dickey Whitney, right after Averill, deep center field, and after the catch, Hartnett scored from third base. Then DeRozier, single to center field, and when Averill let the ball go through his legs and rolled away about 10 feet, Leo tried to go to second base and was thrown out. Averill to Appling, the shortstop. And Dizzy Dean struck out.
Well, turn you over to the line of Travis. Now, here, Rollie. Thank you very much, Fred. That was certainly a swell inning to watch, fans, when Gehrig single with the first hit of the game. And that was a line drive to right by Gabby Hartnett. It was a terrific drive which went through DiMaggio, as Fred told you, and it was scored as a triple for Hartnett. And then on that long fly, Earl Averill had to go out to the 407-foot marker out in center field in order to get the long fly which followed for the scoring of Gabby Hartnett from third base. And here's Fred Foy now to give you the play-by-play.
Here's Radcliffe up. We're going to the first half of the third with his score, National 2, American nothing. And there's a foul. Strike 1-1. Radcliffe was at bat in the second inning when Lou Gehrig was caught napping off first base. 1-1. Foul to the screen. Strike 2. 2 strikes, 1 ball. Two strikes, 1 ball. Radcliffe batting. And here's the pitch. 2-0, ball 2. 2-2. Has it on right back to Dean, and Dizzy throws him out of first base. Dean, the pitcher, throws out Radcliffe at first. That brings up Frankie Higgins, the third base for the Athletics. Higgins up. Higgins, 27 years old, stands 6 feet tall, weighs 180. Last season, Dickey batted .296. He's now batting .285. He was born in Red Oak, Texas. He now lives in Dallas, Texas. Ball strike. 1-1 on Higgins. 1-1. Strike 2. He swings. 2 strikes, 1 ball. One. 2-0, ball 2. 2-2. 2-2 on Dickey Higgins. Well, other pitchers are now warming up. In left field, there's Jimmie Wilson warming up. Kyle Hubble. And in right field, Jack Schulte is warming up Schoolboy Roll. There's a high foul going over into the grandstand. Rip Collins can't reach it. The count is 2 balls, 2 strikes. on Higgins. Two and two. One man gone. Win the first half of third. Here it comes. And Dickey strikes out. Foul tip caught by Gabby Hartman. Higgins strikes out. That brings up Lefty Gold, the pitcher. Lefty's a red-hot favorite here in Boston. Pitches for the Red Sox. Lefty is 36 years old, stands 6 feet 2 1/2, weighs 175. Last season, Lefty won 20 games and lost 12. So far, he's won 11 and lost 3. His home is in Lonaconing, Maryland. One strike on Lefty. How does he start his wind-up? Here it comes. Outside, ball one. 1-1 on Grove. 1 ball and 1 strike. 1-1. Ball 2. Dizzy just served a slow ball. Just floated over the... Rather a little too close. Didn't float over the plate. Ball 2. 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike. Foul. Strike 2. 2-2 on Lefty. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Did he start the motion again? And here it comes. Strikes him out. Lefty Grove strikes out. The score at the end of the first half of the third inning is Nationals 2, Americans nothing. Pitching for the Nationals, Dizzy Dean, for the Americans, Lefty Grove. Dizzy Dean has fanned 3 men in 3 innings. The first batter for the Nationals going to the last half of the third is Augie Gallant, the leadoff man.
This broadcast is coming to you through WGN Tribune Square, Chicago.
Nationals scored 2 runs in the second when Hartnett tripled after Demery had singled. Scored Demery, and Whitney's long fly to deep center field gave Hartnett a chance to score after the catch. Run number 2. Here's Augie Gallant coming up, and we're going to the last half of the third. Well, Lefty starts his windup. Here it comes. Too high, ball 1. There's a fly to Averill in center field. Earl takes it to retire, Augie. Gallant flies out to Averill in center field. 1 man gone. Billy Herman batting. Still flied out to DiMaggio in right field. First time up. Right-hand batter. Here's the pitch coming. Foul over the roof. 1 strike on Herman. 1 strike. 1 man gone, the last of third. For Nationals 2, Americans nothing. One strike. Too close. Ball 1. 1-1 on Herman. 1 ball and 1 strike. One and 1. And Dickey. Too high. Ball 2. 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike. Two balls, 1 strike. Too high, ball 3. 3-1. 3 balls, 1 strike. Three and 1. And Billy walks. Billy Herman gets the base on ball. That brings up Rip Collins. Rip walks the first time up. Ackles have a man on first base. One out. Following with Collins is Joe Medrick. Then comes Frank Gehrig. Coming on first base. One out. They're done. There they fly to short left field. Over goes Ratcliffe for it. In the left center, the wind to hold it. Ratcliffe makes the foot out. Collins flies out to Ratcliffe in left center. Joe Medrick batting. Joe flied out to Averill in center field, first time up. Right-hand batter. Foul screen. Right. On second. Medrick. Coming on first base. 2 out. Grover's ready. Here it comes. As they fly to left, Dusty is Ratcliffe. Reset. He's over for it. Nice running catch. Nice running catch by Ratcliffe. Over near the foul line in left. Medrick flies out to Ratcliffe in left. Very pretty running catch by Rip. I'm going to turn you over to Linus Travis. Here you are, Linus.
Just for a second, Bud, we'll take time out, fans, for station identification for broadcasting this All-Star game between the National All-Stars and the American League All-Stars. Direct from National League Field in Boston. And the score at the end of the third inning was National Leaguers 2 and American Leaguers nothing. This is the Yankee Network and the Mutual Broadcasting System.
This is WGN, Tribune Square, Chicago.
Now, Paul Schoolballer from the New York Giants is now pitching for the Nats. And the first batter to face Carl will be the leadoff man, Luke Appling. Appling lost the first time up. But during the first half, the fourth inning was score Nationals 2, Americans nothing. Now starts his motion. Here it comes. A ball strike on Luke. 1-0 with strike. There's a foul out there in right field, foul ground. Over goes Jimmie for it. He makes a nice running catch of that. I didn't think of trying to reach that ball. Nice running catch, that foul ball by Frank Jimmie, the right fielder. Appling fouls out to Jimmie, the right fielder. One man gone. Charlie Gehringer batting. Charlie pops out to DeRosa's short, first time up. Now Kyle starts his motion. There's a clean hit to right field by Gehringer. Charlie Gehringer lines a single to right. Joe DiMaggio batting. Joe hit it with a double play the first time up. By the way, fans, the 3 innings that Dizzy Dean worked, he allowed no hits and 2 men reached first base. 2 walks, 1 to Appling in the first, 1 to Gehrig in the second. 2 men reached first base on Dizzy Dean. All strike on DiMaggio. 1-0 with strike. Gehringer on first base and 1 out. Foul. Strike 2. 2 strikes on Joe. Doing nothing, 2 strikes. Doing nothing. Gehringer on first. 1 out. Hobble throws over to first. Too late to get Charlie. Doing nothing. 2 strikes. There's a foul ball in the left field foul ground. Now the 2 strikes on DiMaggio. Now Hubble is ready. And here it comes. There's a high fly, but dummy the grab. Leo DeRosa goes back forward. And Leo's on it. He takes it to retire Joe. DiMaggio flies out to DeRosa at short. 2 men are gone. Lou Gehrig batting. Lou walks the first time up. Americans have a man on first base. 2 outs. Out is Lou Gehrig. And there's a ball gets away from Hartman. I don't know whether they're going to score that. A pass ball or a wild pitch. That's a pass ball. Charge to Gabby Hartman. Gehringer goes to second. Only a pass ball. Ball got away from Gabby Hartman. Rolled about 10 feet away from the plate. Gehringer going to second on the pass ball. 1 ball to count on Gehrig. There's the grounder. Nice shot by Collins. Hubble covered first. He takes the throw, and the runner is retired. Gehrig sends the grounder down to the right to Rip Collins, the first base, and Rip made a nice stop of that ball. He knocked it down, picked it up, threw to Hubble, who covered first base, and Gehrig was retired. At the end of the first half, the 4th inning, is Nationals 2, Americans nothing. Looking for the Nationals down with Carl Hubble, and for the Americans, in comes Schoolboy Roll from Detroit. Schoolboy Roll now in the pitch for the Americans. Big right-hander. Roll is 24 years old, stands 6 feet 4 1/2, weighs 210. Last season, Schoolboy won 19 games and lost 13, and so far he's won 7 and lost 4. The first batter to face Roll is Frank Emery, who started that National rally in the second with a single to left. Frank Emery from the Chicago Cubs, right-hand batter. Well, here we go, last half of the 4th inning. The Nationals scored 2 in the second. Emery single, Hodgson triple, and Whitney's up to slide away for the 2 runs. Here's the pitch coming to Frank. And a foul ball over by the American dugout. Rip Ferrell goes down. Gehrig comes up. Gehrig makes the put out. They nearly collided that time. Right in front of the American dugout. Emery fouls out to Gehrig at first base. 1 man gone. Gabby Hartman batting. Gabby drove that hard triple to right. First time up and drove in the first run and lead the score himself. Run number 2. Here's the first pitch coming to Debbie. There's the grounder down to Upping is short. He fumbles, recovers, and throws out Gabby at first base. Upping is short, throws out Hartman at first. He'll fumble that ball for a moment. Made a very fast recovery, and he got Gabby at first base. 2 men gone. Now we have Pinky Whitney in third base batting. Whitney flied out to Averill in deep center field, first time up, and gave Hartman a chance to score from third base after the catch. Ball strike on Fink. 1-1 strike. Ball 1. 1-1. 1 ball and 1 strike. One and 1. Too low. Ball 2. 2-1. Count on Whitney. 2 balls, 1 strike. Foul to the screen. 2-2 on Whitney. Two balls, 2 strikes. 2 men gone. We're in the last half of the 4th inning. Score Nationals 2, Americans nothing. Two balls, 2 strikes. Now, Schoolboy Roll is ready. Shots is Wyman. to right center by Whitney. Standing hit for Pinky. Whitney lines the single to right center. Brings up Leo DeRozier. Leo single center field, first time up. Right-hand batter. Line on first and 2 out. Too high, ball 1. Another one ball. One and nothing. Strike, he swings. 1-1 on Leo. 1 ball and 1 strike. One and one. One ball and 1 strike. Strike on DeRozier. 2 strikes, 1 ball, 2-1. 2-1. As will have Whitney on first base. And 2 out. 2 high and close. Ball 2. 2-2 on Leo. Waiting for Rowe to pitch. Down 2-2 on the batter. 2 out and a man on first base. Here comes. He strikes him out. DeRozier strikes out. Final national out in the last half of the 4th. He scored at the end of the 4th inning of Yankees 2, Americans nothing. Pitching for the Nationals, John Hubble, and for the Americans now, Schoolboy Rowe. Half of the 5th inning, the first batter for the Americans is Earl, the center fielder, who flied out to short first time up. National score 2 runs in the second. Gehrig single, Hardnett triple to right. Joe DiMaggio playing that ball rather poorly out there. Scoring Gehrig, and Whitney's outfield fly to Averill in deep center field. Gave Gabby shot, scored good after catch. Up, left-hand batter. Now Hubble's ready. We're going to first half the 5th. Ball strike on Earl. 1-0, 1 strike. Wow, strike 2. 2 strikes in April. Doing anything, 2 strikes. Too high, ball 1. 2 strikes, 1 ball. Doing 1, 2 strikes, 1 ball. There's a pop fly. Tommy the grab down there. Billy Herman's underneath it. And Billy takes it. Averill pops out to Herman, second base. 1 man gone the first half, the 5th. Rick Ferrell batting. Rick was called out on strike, first time up. Right-hand batter. Here's the pitch to Rick. 2 high and wide. Ball 1. Ball. Ball strike on Rick. 1 ball and 1 strike. 1-1. Foul strike 2. 2 strikes, 1 ball. 2-1. In the first half, 5th inning, 1 man gone. Or Nationals 2. time. Rip Radcliffe batting. Rip grounded out, first time up. Left-hand batter. Here it comes. One strike. He swings, misses, and he misses his bat, too. Bat went out of his hands, was down there to first base. One strike on Radcliffe. One strike. Too low. Ball one, 1-1, 1 ball and 1 strike. One and one. Foul, strike 2. Two strikes, 1 ball, 2-1. Radcliffe, 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2 men gone. First half of the 5th inning. Two and two. Here's the pitch. There's a hit into left center by Radcliffe. Radcliffe drops the hit into short left center. Brings up Pinky Higgins. Pinky's fan the first time up. Man on first base, 2 outs. That's hit number 2 for the Americans in this ball game. The other hit was made by Charlie Gehringer, a single of the 4th. One strike. Pinky swings. One strike. And a foul outside of third. Strike 2. Both third basemen carry the nickname Pinky. Both come from Philadelphia, and both live in Texas. Pinky Whitney in San Antonio, and Pinky Higgins in Dallas. Foul to the backstop. Still 2 strikes on Higgins. Two nothing. 2 strikes on Higgins. Radcliffe on first base and 2 outs. Higgins is called on strike. Pinky Higgins is called on strike. Second time Pinky is fanned. So at the end of the first half, the 5th inning is Nationals 2, Americans nothing. Pitching for the Nationals now is Carl Hubble, and for the Americans, Schoolboy Roll. The first batter for the Nationals going the last half of the 5th inning is Carl Hubble pitching. Nationals scored 2 in the second. Emery opened that second with a single and scored on Hartnett's triple. And Hartnett scored on Whitney's outfield fly to Abel and center. Here's Carl Hubble coming up. Carl is 32 years old, stands 6 feet tall, weighs 170. Last season, Hubble won 23 games and lost 12. So far, he's won 10 and lost 5 this season. He was born in Carthage, Missouri, and he now lives in Meeker, Oklahoma. Well, here we go. The last half of this. Bill Summers, the American League, is now umpiring at the plate. Bill Stewart is umpiring at first. At second, Louis Cole, and at third, Dean Grid from the National League. There's a pop fly down to Gehringer's second base. Charlie takes it. Hubble pops out to Gehringer, the second base. 1 man down. Augie Galland coming up. Augie called on strike the first time up. Second time up. He flied out to center field. Here's the pitch to Augie. Ball strike. One another one fight. There they fly around. Let's see it stay a foul. It's a hit. A fair ball. That's the moment. That ball hit that pole out there in right field, and consequently, it is ruled a home run. It's the foul pole and bounded into the bleachers. Foul, but it's stuck on fair territory, and Augie Gallant is credited for the home run. That ball struck the flagpole on the foul line in right field, 308 feet away from the plate. The ball bounced into the bleachers. Bill Summers has ruled a home run. Now, I believe there's some misunderstanding over the ground rules here on that. That's why we hesitated for a moment to see what these umpires are going to call that. Now, the managers are all surrounding Dean's Reardon. And there's Bill McPegney down here. And Joe Cullen, Joe McCartney, and they're arguing with Dean's Reardon. That ball hit that flagpole flush in the middle and bounded into the bleachers foul. But it's stuck on fair ground and is a home run. Rule home run for Augie Gallant. That brings up Billy Harmon. Score is now National 3, American nothing. That's the first time I've ever seen that ball hit like that here in Boston. Billy Harmon batting. Close, ball one. First time up, Billy slide out to right. Second time up, Sherman walk. Too high, ball two. 2-0 on Herman. No nothing, 2 balls, no strike. 2-0. There's a clean hit to right field by Herman. Billy Herman fingers to right, and he goes to second, and DiMaggio fumbles the ball. They throw to second, and he's in there. Let's see what that is being scored. A single and an error. Herman singles to right and goes to second when Joe DiMaggio fumbles that hit to right field. DiMaggio is charged with an error. That brings up Rip Collins with a man on second base and 1 out. Rip walked the first time up. The second time up, he flied out to left field. To Rip Radcliffe. And here comes Low. Ball one. Rip's up there batting left-handed now against his right-handed roll. 1-0 ball. Outside and low, ball 2. 2-0 on Rip Collins. There's a foul, right field foul ground. Americans have another right-hander warming up. Looks like Mel harder from here. They counted 2 balls, 1 strike. Batter is Rip Collins. Billy Hillman on second base, and 1 out. Too high, ball 3. 3-1. Three balls, 1 strike. Collins walks for the second time in this ball game. That brings up Joe Medwick. Joe flied out to Averill in center field the first time up. Second time up, he was robbed of a hit by Rip Ratcliffe in left when Rip went over to the foul line and made a very pretty running catch. Medwick up with Collins on first, Herman on second, and one out. One run in for the Nationals in this fifth. Home run by Galan. All strike on Joe. One strike. One and nothing, one strike. And here comes. Wow. Strike two. Two strikes on Joe. Two nothing, two strikes. Have Collins on first, Herman on second. One out. Now, waiting for Rowe to pitch. The count is two strikes on the batter, Joe Medwick.
There's a hit to left field. Here comes Herman around third. Herman is scoring. There goes Collins to third on the hit. Medwick singles to left, scoring Herman from second base and sending Collins from first to third on the hit. That hit was a ground ball between Appling and Pinky Higgins. Clean hit into left field. Score is now Nationals 4, Americans nothing. Batter up there now is Frank Jimmie. Frank single the first time up, and the second time up, he fouled out. Chapman on first and third, and only one out. There's a grounder down to Higgins. Fourth play at second, and a double play at first. Gehrig grounds to Higgins at third. Higgins throws to Gehringer on second, forcing Medwick. Then Gehringer gets that ball over to first base and doubles up Gehrig. That double play went around the horn from third to second to first, and in that fifth inning, the Nationals scored 2 runs and made 2 hits. There and there charged to Joe DiMaggio, the right fielder of the Americans, and the inning was featured by Augie Galan's home run. Home run hitting the flagpole on the foul line in right field and bounding into the bleachers foul. But it was a fair ball as ruled by the umpires. So at the end of the fifth inning is Nationals 4, Americans nothing. Pitching for the Nationals, Carl Hubble, and for the American Schoolboy Roll. Going at the first half of the sixth inning, the first batter for the Americans is Schoolboy Roll. This game, the Nationals scored 2 in the second and 2 in the fifth. Well, here we go. First half of the sixth inning. Here comes. To the ball one. One ball. Call strike, 1-1 on Joe. 1 ball and 1 strike. He laid the bunt down. He tried to lay a bunt. He popped up a fly. Hubble came in and dove for that ball and just caught it before it struck the ground. Schoolboy Roll trying to lay a bunt, and he popped a little fly, a low fly. Now Hubble, the pitcher, came in towards the third baseline and dove for that ball and caught it before it struck the ground to retire Roll. One man gone. Luke Appling batting. Luke walked the first time up. The second time up, he fouled out to Jimmie in right. Frank making a very pretty running catch that foul ball. As they fly to Center field, and Goslin takes it. Appling flies out to Goslin in center field. Two men gone. Meanwhile, Charlie Grimm has Chris Davis, the right-hand pitcher from the Cubs, warming up the bullpen in left field. Charlie Gehringer batting. Charlie has made one single. First time up, Charlie flied out to DeRosa. Second time up, he singled to right field. One nothing, one ball. 2-0, ball two. Nothing. And here comes. Too close. Ball three. The Americans fail to make a hit off Dizzy Dean the first 3 innings, and they made only 2 hits off Carl Hubble in 2 2/3 innings. Gehringer walks. Gehringer gets the base on balls. That brings up Joe DiMaggio. Joe hit into a double play the first time up. The second time up, he flied out to DeRosa at short. Joe gets a good hand from the crowd. Ball strike on DiMaggio. One strike. 2-0, ball one. 1-1 on DiMaggio. 1 ball, 1 strike. One and one. And the corner. Back to Hubble. Carl throws him on first base. Hubble, the pitcher, throws out DiMaggio at first. They finally American out in the first half of 6. The score at the end of the first half of 6th inning is Nationals 4, Americans nothing. Pitching for the Nationals, Carl Hubble, and for the Americans, Schoolboy Roll. Nationals scored 2 in the second and 2 in the 5th. Gabby Hadner drove in the first run for the Nationals, and he was driven in by Whitney Fly in the second. And in the 4th, or rather the 5th, Goslin hit a home run. And Herman singled, Collins walked, Joe Medrich singled to left, scored Herman with the Nationals' 4th run. Is Gabby Hadner coming to bat? Gabby tripled the first time up. Second time up, he grounded out. Goslin. Goose Goslin playing left field for the Americans now. Goose Goslin from Detroit. Call strike. Call strike on Hartnett. One strike. Outside and low, ball 1. 1-1 on Hartnett, 1 ball and 1 strike. One and one. There's a corner. Down to Appling is short. Luke throws to first, and he gets Gabby. Appling is short. Throws out Hartnett at first. 1 man gone, the last of 6. Dickey Whitney batting. Whitney flied out the first time up. The run scoring out to catch center field. The second time up, Pinky single to center field. Right-hand batter. He lays upon the goal foul. 1 strike on Pinky. One nothing, 1 strike. One strike on Whitney. There comes. Foul the screen. Strike 2. 2 strikes on Whitney.
strike. Here's the pitch coming. Too high and close. Ball one. 2 strikes, 1 ball. Two and 1. 2 strikes, 1 ball. Too high and close. Ball 2. 2 and 2 on Whitney. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Dickey is called on a strike. Whitney is called on strike. 2 men are gone. Leo Drones are batting. Leo single center field the first time up. Second time up, Leo stands. Look on. Foul screen. 1 strike on Leo. 1-0 strike. One strike. Outside, ball 1. 1-1 Georgia, 1 ball and 1 strike. 1-1. Outside, ball 2. 2-1. 2 balls and 1 strike. Two balls, 1 strike. There's a high foul. Lou Gehrig comes in for it, and Lou makes the put out, hits him down in fair ground. DeRosa pops out to Gehrig. The first baseman, the final national out in the last half of the 6th. Score at the end of the 6th inning is National 4, American nothing. Pitching for the National, Carl Hubble, and for the American Schoolboy Roll.
Time for station identification plans. We're broadcasting direct from the National League Field in Boston. This is the Yankee Network and the Mutual Broadcasting System.
This is WGN Tribune Square, Chicago.
And here's Fred Hart.
Chris Davis, Chicago Cubs, is now pitching for the Nationals. Right-hander, Chris Davis. Fred is 29 years old, stands 6 feet 3, weighs 185. Last season with the Phils, he pitched in 44 games. He won 16 and lost 14. So far this season with the Phils and Cubs, he's won 7 and lost 7. This is his first All-Star game. Davis was born in Greenfield, Missouri, and now lives in Azusa, California. Call strike on the batter, Lou Gehrig. Lou walked the first time up. Second time up, he got it out. Outside, ball 1. American League All-Stars have made just 2 hits off the National League pitch. They got both those off Hubble. There's a long fly. That may be a home run. That may be a home run. In right seat. It is a home run. Home run by Lou Gehrig. A tremendous play. Out there about 430 feet in what we call here in Boston the jury box speeches. Outside the scoreboard in right field. A terrific clout by Lou Gehrig. Scores now Nationals 4, Americans 1. Batter is Averill. Out of the mighty hit. Outside, ball 1. 1-1 ball. All strike. 1-1 on Averill. 1 ball and 1 strike. Strike 2. He swings. 2 strikes, 1 ball. Bill Dickey will be the next batter for the Americans. Bill Dickey from the Yanks. High and wide, ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
picks it up, throws to first, and gets Earl. Herman at second, throws out Averill at first. Here's Bill Dickey coming up. Batting in place of Rick Ferrell. Bill Dickey batting. One man gone. We're in the first half, the seventh inning, and the score is Nationals 4, Americans 1. Here it comes. Outside. Ball one. Bert Davis, right-hander from the Cubs, now pitching for the Nationals. There's the ground back to Davis, and Kurt throws him out at first base. Davis, the pitcher, throws out Dickey at first. That brings up Goose Goslin, left fielder, left-hand batter. The Goose is 34 years old, stands 5'11", weighs 185. Last season, he batted .292. He's now batting .321. His home is in Salem, New Jersey. Too low, ball one. One ball. Ball strike. That home run, by the way, made by Lou Gehrig, was his first hit in his fourth All-Star game. A home run. Ball two. The count on Goslin is 2 balls, 1 strike. One. Too low. Ball 3. 3-1. 3-1. 3 balls, 1 strike. Three and one. Now, here comes a called strike on the Goose. 3-2. 3 balls and 2 strikes. There's a corner down the right of Herman. Billy knocks it down. He can't handle it. Let's see what they're scoring at. That looks very much like a hit. That's the base hit. For Goslin. A ground ball to the right of Billy Herman, the second baseman. Billy went over, knocked it down with his gloved hand, but he couldn't handle the ball. And the batter, Goslin, is credited with a hit. That's the base hit for the Goose. Jimmie Foxx is coming to bat for Dinky Higgins. Jimmie Foxx of the Red Sox is coming to bat for Dinky Higgins. Jimmie is 27 years old, stands 5'11", weighs 185. Last season with the A's, the Athletic, Jimmie batted .346. He's now batting .331, and he's hit 22 home runs so far this season. Lead the field in home runs. He's been in 2 All-Star games. He's been about 8 times in All-Star games. He's made 4 hits for an average of 500. He was born in Saltersville, Maryland. Now lives in Jenkintown, Pennsylvania. Called strike on Jimmie, right-hand batter. One out, 1 strike. Outside. Ball 1. 1-1. On Jimmie Foxx. There's a high foul. Over by the stand. Hodges goes over for it. Rip Collins goes over. It lands on the top of the American League dugout and bounds into the grandstand. Wouldn't be released, and a count on Jimmie Foxx. He is 2 strikes and 1 ball. Both Goslin on first base, and 2 men gone. We're in the first half of the 7th inning, and the score is Nationals 4, Americans 1. 2-1, 2 strikes, 1 ball. Foul the screen. 2-1, 2 2 strikes, 1 ball. Two and one. Two and one. 2 strikes, 1 ball. There's a grounder. Down to Rosie, knocks it down. He can't handle that ball. And let's see, it looks like a hit. It is a hit. Oh, Jimmie Foxx. Jimmie Foxx singled through to Rosie at the shortstop, sending Goslin from first to second on the hit. That is a hard, sharp grounder. DeRosa knocked it down. The ball rolled behind Leo. Leo tried to make a forced play at second base, but he was too late. Goslin reached there safely, and the batter, Jimmie Foxx, is credited with a base hit. Now the National League team has gone into a huddle down around the 50 block. Gabby Hartnett down there. And the batter coming up for a schoolboy role is George Selkirk off the New York Yankees. George Selkirk. George is 28 years old, stands 5'11 and a half, weighs 180. Now batting .318, last season he batted .312. Selkirk was born in Huntsville, Ontario. He now lives in Rochester, New York. Left-hand batter. Ball strike on George. Americans have been on first and second, 2 outs. One strike. Strike 2, he swings. 2 strikes on George. Meanwhile, Charlie Graham has Dan Mungo, the Brooklyn right-hander, warming up the bullpen in right field. Also, Lon Waneke of the Chicago Cubs. Outside, ball 1. 2 strikes, 1 ball. Going 1. 2 strikes, 1 ball. Too close. Ball 2. 2 and 2. On Selkirk. And outside, ball 3. 3 and 2 on George Selkirk. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Jimmie Foxx on first. Goose Goslin on second. And 2 men gone. So in the first half, the 7th inning, the score is Nationals 4, Americans 1. Now, Bert Davis is ready. Here's the big one. He walks. Selkirk batting for Earl. Gets the base on ball. And that brings up Luke Appling. Appling batting. Luke has reached first base once. He walked in the first inning. Second time up in the 4th inning. He fouled out Emery and right. And a third time up in the 6th inning, Appling flied out to center field. He's up there now, the base is loaded, and 2 outs. Americans have Selkirk on first, Foxx on second, and Goslin on third. Now Kurt Davis starts his motion, and here's the pitch. Outside, ball 1. One ball. Ball strike. 1 and 1 on Luke. 1 ball and 1 strike. One and 1. And here it comes. Outside. Ball 2. 2 and 1. 2 and 1, 2 balls, 1 strike. Now Davis is ready. Starts his motion. And here comes. Ball strike. 2 and 2 on Luke. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Two and 2, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Starts motion again. And here comes. There's a clean hit to right field. 1 run. 2 runs scoring on the hit. Appling singles to right. Scoring Goslin. And Jimmie Foxx leaves 2 more runs for the Americans. Score is now Nashville 4. American 3. Americans have Appling on first. Selkirk on second. 2 out, and the batter coming up is Gehringer. That hit of Appling's was a ground ball about 10 feet to the right of Rip Collins, the first base. Selkirk had a jump in the air to avoid being struck by that batted ball. By that hit, and I believe the Nationals are going to make a change. Here's the pitcher coming in, and it looks like Lon Warneke off the top. I believe Kurt Davis is done. We'll know in just a moment. The upgrade, a lot of the National players are gathered around the pitcher's box. Lon Warneke is now pitching for the Nationals. First man to face Lon is James's batter, Gehringer. Charlie flied out the first time up. The second time up in the 4th inning, Charlie single right, and the 3rd time up, he walked. Gotta wait now for Warneke to get warmed up with Gabby Hartnett. We're in the first half of the 7th inning, and the score is Americans 4. The Nationals 4, Americans 3. Well, here we go. Gehringer batting. Appling on first, Selkirk on second, and 2 out. Continues to warm up for the Nationals in the bullpen in left field. Oh, Gabby Hartnett just gone into a huddle with Lon Warneke. Well, this isn't the first time the Gehringer has faced Warneke. Faced him last fall, the World Series. Too high, ball 1. Ball. And on first and second and 2 outs. 1 ball. Too close. Ball 2. 2-0 on Gehringer. Americans have made 4 hits in this 6-7. Scored 3 runs. 2-0. 2 balls and no strikes. Outside, ball 3. 3-0, 3 balls and no strikes. Out on Gehringer. Now Warneke's ready. Here it comes. Ball strike, 3-1. 3 balls, 1 strike. Three balls and 1 strike. He walks, filling the bases. Gehringer gets the base on ball. Selkirk moves to third. Appling goes to second. Now the Americans have 3 men on, 2 out, and the batter is still DiMaggio. Joe has been up 3 times and has failed to reach. The first time up, Joe hit it on a double play. The second time up, he flied out the door for short. And the 3rd time up, he was thrown out by Carl Hubble. Goes up there, the bases loaded. Right-hand batter. Warneke starts his wind-up. Here's the pitch. There's a line drive right in the hands of DeRosa. DiMaggio DiMaggio hit a terrific drive right at DeRozier at short for the final out. Joe DiMaggio lines up to DeRozier short, the final American out in the first half of the seventh. Well, here's the old stretching the last half of the seventh, everybody up. In that seventh inning, the Americans scored 3 runs and made 4 hits. 2 base on balls in there. That is a tremendous home run shot by Lou Gehrig. Both home runs made in the game, the All-Star game. One, first made one in 1933 and 34. Babe Ruth. American League team made one in 1933. Joe Medwick, National League team, made one in 1934. And Jimmy Foxx of the American League team in 1935. Add to that, Augie Galland of the Cubs here this afternoon, and Lou Gehrig. Going to the last half of the seventh. The first batter for the Nationals is Lon Warnke, the pitcher. Mel Harder is now pitching for the Americans. Mel Harder, right-hander, now pitching for the Americans. The batter coming up there is Lon Warnke. Lon is 27 years old, stands 6 feet 1 1/2, weighs 180. Last season, Lon pitched in 42 games. He won 20 and lost 13. So far this season, he's won 8 and lost 4. This is his first All-Star game. Warnke's home is in Mount Ida, Arkansas. Changes in the American League team. Warnke sends a grounder back to Harder. The pitcher, Mel, throws him out at first base. Harder, the pitcher, goes out. Warnke at first. Jimmy Foxx is playing third base for the Americans. Then Chapman's in center field. Goose Goslin's playing left. Bill Dickey is catching. Now we have the leadoff man, Augie Galland, batting. Hit that sort of a freak home run the last time up. Ball hitting the flagpole, the foul line in right field, and bounding into the bleachers. Augie's made one hit 3 times up. That was that home run. And the count on Augie is 1 ball. Here comes. All strike on Augie, 1-1. For the last half of 7th, he scores Nationals 4, Americans 3. Quite a ball game, fans. 1-1. Foul, the backstop. Strike 2, 2 strikes, 1 ball. Two and one. Too high and close. Two and two. Two and two. There's a foul. Left field foul gone. Down to 2 and 2 on Galland. Now Mel Harder's ready. 2 and 2. And Augie strikes out. Augie Galland strikes out. Brings up Billy Herman. Billy flied out to right field the first time up. The second time up, Billy walked. And the third time up, Bill singled. Single to right field. Right-hand batter. Harder starts his motion, and here it comes. Ball strike. Ball strike on Herman. One strike. Here it comes. There's a line hit into left center by Herman. Herman lines the single to left center. 2 hits for Billy. Third time he's reached first. 2 singles and a walk. Now we have Rip Collins batting. Rip has reached first base twice on walk. The other time up, he slide out to left field. Moving on first base, 2 men gone. We're the last half. The Stepson, the score is Nationals 4, American 3. There's a fly to left. Goslin goes over hard on the Goose. Takes it. Collins flies out to Goslin in left field. The final National out in the last half of the 7th. Final score at the end of the 7th inning is Nationals 4, American 3. Pitching for the Americans now is Mel Harder, and for the Nationals, Lon Warnicki. Played the first half of the 8th inning. The first batter for the Americans is Gehrig, who first time up walked, second time up grounded out, and the third time up hit that tremendous home run smash in the right field bleachers. That is, bleachers by the scoreboard we call the jury box bleachers here in Boston. That home run carried about 430 feet. No other changes in the Nashville lineup here. Very anxious to win this game. I guess they want to keep that team out there. They've been beaten 3 times in a row. Got a chance to win this ball game this year. Here's Gehrig up. Outside, ball 1. One other one ball. Ball 1, or rather ball 2. Meanwhile, Joe McCarty has Vern Kennedy, the White Sox right-hander, warming up the bullpen in right field. Well, here taking the place of Tommy Bridges at the plate. Big strike. He swings and what a swing. 2 balls, 1 strike. The count on Gehrig. 2-1, 2 balls and 1 strike. Call strike on low, 2-2. 2-2, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Now, Warnicki starts his motion and here it comes. Outside, ball 3. 3-2. That ball hopped out of Harden's glove right in the hands of Bill Chambers, the umpire. They'll return it to Warnicki, the pitcher. The count is 3-2. Gehrig walks. Gehrig gets the base on ball. Chapman is now batting. Ben Chapman, right-hand batter. Gehrig on first base. Ball strike on Ben. Ben is 27 years old, stands 5'11 and a half, weighs 175. Last season with the Yankees, he batted 289. He's now batting 284. Ben was born in Nashville, Tennessee. He now lives in Birmingham, Alabama. 1 strike on Ben. Strike 2. Then tried to bunt that ball, and he missed it altogether. 2 strikes on Chapman. 2 strikes. 2-0. There's a grounder down third base to Whitney. He fumbles, recovers, goes to first, and gets his man. Good pass recovery by Dickey Whitney, the third baseman. Chapman sent a grounder down to Whitney at third. Dickey fumbled that ball for a moment, made a quick recovery, threw to Collins at first base, and retired Chapman. Gehrig going to second on the out. That was not his sacrifice. That brings up Bill Dickey, the catcher. Here's Bill Dickey coming up. Waiting for Warnke to pitch now. Man on second base, and one out. Too low. Ball one. There's the old tying run on second base. 1-0 ball. One ball. Too high. Ball two. 2-0. 2-0. Two balls, no strikes. There's a grounder. Down to Herman at second. Billy toss the first he gets, Bill. Gehrig going to third on the out. Herman at second throws out. Dickey at first. Gehrig going to third on the out. Goes Goslin, a man on third base, and 2 out. In the first half of the 8th inning. For Nationals 4, Americans 3. Goslin batting. Warnke starts his motion. Here it comes. Too low. Ball one. One ball. 1 ball. Ball two. 2-0 on the Goose. 2 balls and no strikes. Gehrig on third. 2 outs. And the first half of the 8th inning. For Nationals 4, Americans 3. 12 ball game to 1. 2-0. Right, he swings 2-1 on the Goose. 2 balls and 1 strike. Warnke's ready. Outside. Ball 3. 3-1. On Goslin. Three balls, 1 strike. There's a foul. The first base reaches. On the Goose is 3-2. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Gehrig on third base, 2 outs. Three and 2. Now Warnke's ready. Starts his motion. Here comes the big one. Outside he walks. Goslin gets the base on ball. That brings up Jimmy Foxx. Jimmy Foxx comes to bat with men on first and third and 2 outs. Jimmy single is their last timer. Batting, Goslin on first, Gehrig on third, 2 outs. Waiting for Warnke now to get on that rubber. Now on is ready. Here it comes. Oh, strike. 1 strike on Jimmy Foxx. One other strike. One strike. Ball strike on Jimmie. Strike 2. 2 strikes. 2-0. And on first and third. strikes, 1 ball. Two and 1. 2 strikes, 1 ball. Two strikes and 1 ball. And Jimmie is called out on strike. Jimmie Foxx is called out on strike. The final American out in the first half of the 8th. He scored at the end of the first half of the 8th inning is National League All-Stars 4, American League All-Stars 3. Pitching for the Nationals, Warren Warneke, and for the Americans, Mel Harder, off from Cleveland. Mel Harder, by the way, is 26 years old, stands 6 feet 1, weighs 170. Last season, Mel pitched 42 games. He won 22 and lost 11. So far this season, he's won 10 and lost 6. Harder was born in Beamer, Nebraska. He now makes his home in Cleveland. First batter for the Nationals going to last half the 8th inning is Joe Medwick, who has made 1 single in 3 times up. Joe was robbed of a hit in the 3rd inning when Rip Radcliffe made a very pretty running catch of his fly ball over to the foul line. Medwick batting. We're going to last the 8th. One strike, Joe swings. Wildly, 1 strike. He lays a bunt down to third base to Foxx. Jimmie throws him out at first base. Nice play, Jimmie. Medwick laid a bunt down towards third. Jimmie Foxman passed that ball and threw out Medwick at first. Joe hit that ball a little too hard. 1 man gone, Frankie. Nellard is now batting. Nellard of the Giants, left-hand batter. Nell is 28 years old, stands 5'9.5", weighs 165. Last season he batted 322. He's now batting 321. He was born in Clinton, Louisiana. He now lives in New Orleans. All strike on Mel. Mel has that very peculiar stance to bat. He cocks his right leg as the pitch comes up. 1 strike. Too low. Ball 1. 1-1 on Mel. One ball and 1 strike. Ball 2, 2-1, 2 balls, 1 strike. Clock was too low. Two and 1, 2 balls and 1 strike. Too close. Ball 3, 3-1 now. 3 balls, 1 strike. 1 man gone. We're in the last half of the 8th inning. For Nationals 4, Americans 3. All strike on Mel, and the count is now 3 balls, 2 strikes. 3-2. 3-2. There's a guard. It's a hit. To the right of Appling. Into left. That's the base hit. Now on. Starting for Gehrig. Singles to Appling's right into left field. Here's Gabby Hawkins batting. Gabby tripled the first time up. The other 2 times at bat, Gabby was thrown out at first base. Too high. Ball 1. Hell on first base. 1 out. Another one ball. Strike. Gabby swings. 1-1. 1 ball and 1 strike. One and 1 ball and 1 strike. 1. Waiting for Howard's pitch now. Here it comes. 2 balls, ball 2. 2 and 1. 2 balls, 1 strike. Down and hot. 2 and 1. And there's a line drive right in the hands of Appling. And on hand to hustle back to first to prevent being doubled up. Hartnett lines out to Appling in short. Cincinnati's third baseman is going to bat for Dickey Whitney. Gehrig, R-I-G-E-S. Meanwhile, Lefty Gomez, Yankee southpaw, warming up the Americans to bullpen and right. Gehrig is 26 years old, stands 5'11", weighs 178. Last season he batted 278. He's now batting 251. His home is in Mebane, North Carolina. Left-hand batter. Great little feel of this break. Wow, right? One strike on Gehrig. Earl is on first base. 2 men are gone. Too high. Ball 1. One ball, 1 strike. Why 1 on right? Outside, ball 2. 2 and 1, 2 balls, 1 strike. Two and 1. Is on first base. Foul is swinging 2 and 2 on Will. Two and 2. Now waiting for Howard to pitch. The count is 2 and 2. And here it comes. He's called on strike. Will Riggs, batting for Whitney, is called out on strike. So at the end of the 8th inning, is Nationals 4, Americans 3. Pitching for the Americans, Mel Harder. And for the Nationals, Roy Warnke. Warnke's going in to pitch this 9th inning. The first batter coming up for the Americans. Due to come up is the Mel Harder, but we'll get a batter probably. Ball Mel. Looks like Frank Crosetti. Frank Crosetti of the New York Yankees is going to bat for Mel Harder. Frank Crosetti. Crosetti is 26 years old, stands 5'10" and weighs 160. Last season, Frank batted 256. He's now batting 319. He makes his home in San Francisco. Hart is playing right field for Nationals. Riggs is playing third base for the Nationals. Now Hart playing right field. And the batter is Frank Crosetti, right-hand batter. Called strike on Frank. Ball 1, 1-1 on Crosetti. 1 ball, 1 strike. One ball and 1 strike. Outside, ball 2. 2 balls and 1 strike. Too close, ball 3. 3-1. Three balls and 1 strike. Batter is Crosetti. Now, Warneke starts his motion. Here it comes. A ball strike, 3-2. 3 balls and 2 strikes on Frank. Three and two. Foul tip dropped by Gehrig behind it. Gehrig couldn't hold that one. And Frankie Crosetti gets the light. Down on Frank, it's 3-2. Three balls, 2 strikes. Crosetti strikes out. Crosetti batting for Harder, strikes out. 1 man gone, the first and 9th. Luke Appling batting. There's the corner. Herman at second. Billy goes to first and gets loose. Herman at second throws out Appling at first. 2 men gone, the first half of 9th inning. Johnny Gehringer batting. Johnny Gehringer has made 1 single and he's walked twice. The other time up. Gehrig flied out. Up. And here comes 2-0, ball 1. One ball. Ball strike on Gehringer, 1-1. 1 ball and 1 strike. Starts the motion, and here it comes. Outside, ball 2, 2-1. 2-1. And the foul over the roof, and the count is 2-2. Two balls and 2 strikes. The count on Gehringer is 2-2. Warneke takes plenty of time on this next one. There's a hit in the left field by Gehringer. Let's see how many bases he's able to put up. He's on his way to second, and he's in there. 42 baggers. Johnny Gehringer doubles to left. Line hit about 15 feet into the foul line of left field. That's Charlie's second hit in this ball game. He's single in the 4th, and he's walked twice, and now he's made a double. That puts it up to DiMaggio. Joe's been about 4 times and has failed to reach. The last time up, he hit a line drive right at DeRosa's short. An hard hit ball was right at the fielder. Joe's up there now, the tying run on second base. Ball strike on DiMaggio. Well, I think a strike. Outside. Ball 1, 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1-1. There's a top fly with Jimmie to grab. Back at second base. Herman goes back forward. Billy takes it to win the ball game. DiMaggio flies out to Billy Herman, the second baseman. Billy making that catch about 15 feet back at second base. Now, fans, while I figure up the runs, hits, and errors, I'm going to turn you over to Linus Travers on the field. Take it away, Linus. The manager of the winning of this afternoon, Charlie, I want you to say a word to the radio audience.
Well, radio audience, it was a great ball game and very happy over our victory. All the boys hustled. They're a great gang, and believe me, they're a happy bunch, too.
That's a swell game. Nice, Sissy Dean. Here's Sissy Dean here who wants to say a word, Sam.
Hi, everybody. I'm glad to be here and glad that the National League won. And I'm thankful from now on the National League will go places on the All-Star game. Thanks.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And here is Rip Collins.
Well, boys, listen, I'm a little excited right now. I don't know just what to say, but I'm glad we won.
Here's that Charlie Grimm on, and here's Joe McCarty, the manager of the Americans.
Folks, it was a great game. Sorry to lose, but I want to congratulate Charlie Grimm and the National League. It was a wonderful game and a great day and a wonderful crowd.
Thank you very much. And I want the governor of the Commonwealth who's standing here to say just a word. Governor Shirley of Massachusetts.
One of the largest crowds we've ever had in the history of baseball in Boston, and one of the best games ever played.
Thank you very much. The boys have had their way all back to the dressing room. We had first down the edge, Charlie Grimm, who said his first word after winning this afternoon, and also followed immediately by Joe McCarty, the manager of the American Leaguers in the All-Star game, and then His Excellency, the governor of Massachusetts. And all of these field has been cleared now, the players who have quickly made their way back to their dressing room. I want to turn the microphone back now to Fred Hoy, who'll give you the run, hits, and errors. Here you are, Fred.
Here you are, fans. Thanks, folks. 4 runs, 8 hits, no errors. Americans, 3 runs, 7 hits, and 1 error. This is Fred Hoy speaking. Goodbye, everybody. This is the Yankee Network and the YouTube Broadcasting System.
This is